Yeah.
All right, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to episode 4. It's your host Shane. Got Jesse with me. Izzle, Super Skywalker. What's going on?
What's going on? Yeah.
How you guys doing tonight?
Chilling out here in the land of milk and honeys.
So we've been playing PUBG
Yes.
about, 2 weeks now? Week and a half?
I'm in training mode right now as we speak, getting my scope on. I fucks with the pubs.
Yeah, so this game has been out for a long time, and I
Since
never...
like what, 2017 or something like that?
Yeah, and I never thought about getting into it up until it was free on PlayStation Plus this month. And even then, I didn't download it. It was I was like, yo, check this out. This shit is dope. And we hopped on there. And the game's been a lot of fun. I personally haven't had this much fun in the game in a long time. I think it's more of the aspect.
That's the only thing I find funny, because everybody jumped on this. Is like, but then just look at like other games, like besides Fortnite, and look at like games like Warzone, or you know games like Warzone. Be like, I can't play that.
It's strange, yeah, because we tried out the Call of Duty Black Ops Alpha a couple weeks ago, and that was fun, but I don't think it was as fun as PUBG.
No, and I feel strongly like not like PUBG, because there's something more to it than just killing. I think the expansiveness of the match makes it more strategic.
Mm-hmm.
Like those games, there's not too much strategy you can have. The maps are too tight.
Compact. Yeah.
These maps are huge, and so it's almost like you gotta scavenge. It's not almost, you are scavenging, as you move along, which makes it more like we talked about those unscripted moments, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Hop in the car.
Like when I
friendly fire.
How many times I killed you now? How many times?
I think there's only 3. Only 3. No, 4. It was 4 times. It was 4 times.
4.
Yeah, I almost forgot about the one when you blew me up with the grenade.
Molotov and the grenade. Yeah. So I was reading about PUBG today, and I actually found out that the game came about from some guy that was doing mods for other games. So it was never its own game. It was actually this one guy made these mods for, I don't know what the other games were, but he would create maps and like just little gameplay loops.
It was probably DayZ and what was the game?
I think that might have been it. I saw it on Wikipedia.
It was DayZ and Armor 2. DayZ and Armor 2.
That might be it. But he pretty much was doing mods, and then they gave him pretty much the reign to direct his own game, and that's how PUBG came about. 100 million downloads later. Pretty much one of the most popular games in the world.
So something
which is weird, because I never heard, like, I heard of PUBG before, but for there being 100 million people playing it on mobile, then I think you have like 20 million console players or something, and I don't know how many PC players there are, but
yeah,
such a popular game.
I've been watching people play PUBG for since it was in its alpha stage, so I know how the game got its origin, and how everybody's basically just took they basically just took the formula of battle royale period and just ran with it. It was like basically PUBG gave them like the here's the next form of gaming, and it doesn't have to be a MOBA or something like that, because everybody started leaning towards MOBA for a while,
right?
Games and stuff like that, and the card games like
I can never get into the card games like
it's like Hearthstones and stuff like that. I can't get into that stuff. I can't. I was like League of Legends, Hearthstone. I couldn't get into those things. It's like, so when they came out with Battle Royale, I was like, oh, finally we got something that's going to be a little bit better, of a competitiveness, because we never had that experience of fighting in like 100 people on one map and stuff like that.
So we talked about this a little bit. I'm in training mode too, like learning different shit too. the reason that I feel like this game caught on so well with us as a unit, like me, you, especially shout out to Frankito, the blind fourth guy, is because the communication level that we have with each other, right? So it makes it more fun because we're winning. Obviously, we busting ass. That's just fun. And then we're winning because we're communicating. We've been communicating for years, so we can kind of talk the same language. We make fun out of bad situations, and then we laugh when we get through it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I think that's a major part of it, and that was I think in one of the pods we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, where I was talking about why I kind of got into Battlefield more so than Call of Duty, is because of that aspect of it being more tactical than having to communicate more with your teammates and, you know, kind of figuring out situations. But that being said, I think and I mean, we just started playing the game, so I don't know if we tested all the modes out. I mean, the only other thing I saw in there was the ability to do the first person only. What's the arena about? What was that? Is that just ranked matches?
It's like a tournament thing. I'm pretty sure. Like they sit people down in the map in like a small little circle, and you gotta battle it out with those teams. And you know, whichever team wins, they move on to the next set of teams until there's only one team standing or whatever like that.
Gotcha.
But instead of being the whole map, they put you in a certain section.
Smaller section.
Yeah.
Okay, so essentially it's pretty much just a smaller version of
Team Deathmatch.
The overall game. So what I was thinking is like maybe if they introduce more game modes, like a capture the flag with 80 players or so, or kind of Battlefield has this thing called Rush. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's pretty much where you have to one person defends
like a scrimmage. Like I would like to see a scrimmage type thing. Yeah.
Well, Rush is pretty much you have one team has to plant a bomb, the other team has to stop the other team from planting the bomb, or if they do plant it, defuse it in time. So I think if they could introduce a mode like that, something kind of like domination or conquest in Battlefield.
Yeah, I would like to see something like something like conquest or like scrimmage. Like you get point B, you go to point from point A. You move on, plant a bomb near point B.
Right.
You go do some saboteur work at point C.
Right.
And you keep going, and the other team has to stop you. And if they start stopping you, it jumps you back to a different point and stuff like that. Oh, they did something to you. Like keep going back.
Give like a limited number of spawns.
Yeah, so limited number of spawns. Like you only got.
Each team has like you have a team of 4. Each team has 8 spawns. So like 2 per character or something.
Yeah, like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, so you have to be, strategically, be. Got to move around, slightly strategic and stuff, not to lose all your lives and stuff like that. Because I could understand, like, if you give a person like 20 spawns and stuff like that, it'll be nonstop death,
chaos. Yeah,
people not using this, people just gunning each other down instead of doing the objectives.
Well, I think that's why we do so well in the game too, is because even though because we usually play the squad-based version of it, and even though we're in there. We're usually catching 1 or 2 people always running off on their own. And every time we run into them, I'm always like, damn, did their squad die already? Or are they just like...
That's exactly what I think. I was like, they think their squad died.
So this is something else. Like, okay, I think, honestly, if we would have played Fortnite, we'd probably also have the same results. Because even when I play Fortnite, there's no communication with a lot of these young guys.
Yeah, I told you about my nephew.
We'll be talking about strategy. And they'll and it's like,
because it's a frantic game. All you're doing is basically you gotta build, you gotta think on your feet, you gotta collect the weapons and stuff like that. You gotta gather material. It's like mad stuff you have to do in Fortnite.
But when I did get guys who listened to me, like we all
that first time we played and stuff like that, when you showed me how to play and stuff like that, we got that.
All right, so I'm back to the recording. I don't know where you were at, Jesse. When this shit got this.
I don't even know. I forgot.
I think we were talking about the whole strategic element of
Oh, yeah. What I was saying is,
Fortnite.
I feel like as soon as we start listening to each other, because remember, it's 360 degrees of view. That's the beautiful thing about these games. It's fully expansive, so it's like virtual reality. So now, if you have one person behind you, now you got basically people are covering 180 degrees each. You add another person, and another person of 4 people, that's 90 degrees to cover. It's not that bad.
Right.
If you all are paying attention and communicating. So then it becomes who can shoot, and most of us can shoot. So.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. I think with a lot of the other games, see, PUBG doesn't reward you for like kill death ratio. It rewards you for winning, for survival. Just like I was saying about Battlefield doesn't reward you for a kill death ratio. It rewards you for helping your team, doing getting the objectives done, pretty much for whatever game. Unless you're playing team deathmatch, then But if you're playing any other mode, you get rewarded for actually doing and playing the mission. So I think with PUBG, that's why I think a lot of the people we play against, they don't have the mindset for that, and they try to play it like Call of Duty, where they just want to run and gun and kill, and you can't do that because a lot of the times what ends up happening is one person will run into 4 of us or 3 of us, and then they're stuck. Those odds, you're not gonna win.
Right. So something else that I'm noticing, I mean, not that it really matters, but that first person shooter to me made this game a lot more. It made it more interesting. I don't use it anymore.
Third person? The third person, the first person?
The first person.
The first person made it more unique,
right,
to me, because like it kind of
I use it to a certain extent.
I don't even use it anymore. But the aiming in first person like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I use it to a certain extent.
I use it usually if there's a target far away from us.
Yeah, basically.
Like right now, I'm practicing with the sniper. I'm just shooting targets and shit, and like it makes you feel like this is where the advanced warfare is. I used to play a game called American Armies. It was like a team deathmatch. I don't even think
I remember that.
I was playing pretty religiously, and it was basically training camp for wars. You know what I'm saying? Because what they're doing is they're testing our reaction time, they're testing our ability to spot little specks on a distance, to hit moving targets, to estimate in your brain. Like right now, I'm on a range shooting 1,000 yards. Like, okay, it's a dot on a screen technically, but if this was a drone, and far away land, and they still have the same configuration, it'd be a target down in one shot. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, one thing it took me a while to get used to in this game is the bullet drop. Because I don't think there's any bullet drop.
There's no bullet. I don't think
that
there's any
happens
bullet
to me
drop.
in a lot of shooters I play other than Battlefield. Because I always go back. I compare everything to Battlefield. Because with Battlefield,
this bullet drop. I started with the RPG.
Think so?
Should drop.
Because so the other night when we were playing and you guys were, I think Frank was in the car. He was driving up to the building. There was a guy on top of the building shooting at us, and I could see him. I had a clear sight on him with my sniper. I ended up getting him down, but I had a clear sight on him with the sniper rifle, and I would always try to either lead the person when they're running or moving, or I'll shoot a little above them in case the bullet does drop. And I was doing that, and I was missing.
Yeah, exactly. That same thing happened to me too, because I would shoot, and the bullet would look like it just goes straight, and I'm like, how the fuck am I missing if I'm going straight and stuff like that? And then I think it'd be turning out to be like I'm a little off when I'm shooting them. So if I'm aiming directly at them, it will basically miss them by like a hair and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's strange. I feel like it was the opposite for me, because the guy was standing on top of the roof and he was moving towards Frank, and I could see that. So he was here, and I would aim like right here, because I'm like, by the time I shoot, bullet should be where I was trying to get the bullet to where he was gonna be.
But it doesn't. I don't think it has that type of.
Yeah, it wouldn't work like that.
It don't have the type of.
And then when I put it directly on him and shoot, and I shot, he got hit. So I figured from there that I needed to stop leading my target and stop like aiming a little bit above them, thinking the bullet is gonna curve downward.
Yeah, because
It
sometimes
just-
some of the scopes.
I think
be looking through
maybe
some of the.
I think maybe
Right.
like after a certain distance, maybe it does have bullet drop.
It does, because I'm shooting 1,000 meters down right now, and I mean it's got to have bullet drop, because even like the sniper rifle, I got 15 times magnification, and the cruiser's like this, and if you hold L1, it'll just move a little bit, and it's not hitting the target when I'm hitting it. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta basically estimate it and then try and.
I guess they must just be like a good enough distance away for you to notice it. Because I mean, I don't think does it usually tell you what it tells you what your longest kill is, right? Like I think it says on the at the end.
I never really checked that.
Screen.
I just
Yeah,
checked
I think
like,
on the screen it says
kills, death.
yeah, it says longest kill, and it'll give you the distance. I'll have to check the video we uploaded.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they add some.
Yeah, we need some improvements. Obviously, we talked about between ourselves. We talked a little bit about what we'd like to see in the game. You know, from my end, the biggest thing is sort of like the map quality. You know, and they put so much detail into these maps. I'm not hating. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't do this shit. You know, like the grass, the trees. Like this is a whole vibe, bro. They made a little world in this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm the kind of guy. I like to see landmarks. I want to see a big city map. Fortnite did really good.
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Yeah, I think
Chenya.
I'd like to see more variety on the maps, because I feel like really between the jungle map, that's like, what is it, Thailand or something? I think that's the only one that's like kind of more unique than the others. The others just seem like
they have
basically
too much
just
open.
reskinned. Yeah, they have a lot of open space. They're all flat.
Because I think the Thailand one is the biggest one. That's why the Thailand one
and the desert.
The desert, yeah.
Yeah. So those two, I would say, like are completely different. But the other two maps, one at
the ice one, and the other flat plains looking one and stuff like that. They're basically small maps.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough diversity between those two. And I think it'd be better with a city, like a big city map.
Yeah, I like what Iz said earlier. Like they should definitely have like weather conditions and stuff like that.
Yes.
Even if it doesn't physically affect us, it'll be nice to see like rain or even like certain things like tornadoes or something like that. Yeah, like if they put those in the game, like that would be freaking dope. You'd be sitting there instead of having the bombs drop, all of a sudden you're just sitting there and a tornado comes to the town. And if you have the windows and doors is open, you sit there to start blowing sand inside the house. You can't really see nothing or whatever.
That's actually something Battlefield introduced, which I always go back to Battlefield, but it's Battlefield has that. So they have this thing called levolution, which is pretty much So they introduced it probably, I want to say, with like either the second or third Battlefield. So the map, by the time when you start a match and end the match, the map itself gets changed. So all the buildings are destructible. The landmarks, everything is destructible. There's like a river, if something blows up near the river, it can change the course of the river. Like map can get flooded. Buildings will topple over. If you get a chance, just go on YouTube and type in Battlefield Evolution, and you'll see like a ton of different things that happen, and the maps are really dynamic. So
that's what they need to put more games in, because I would like even like when I see Call of Duty, that's like something I would love to see environmental damage in Call of Duty, just like
that's why I always go back to Battlefield, man. There's this one
like learn just like adapt to certain things. Just don't keep making the same game.
There's this map in Battlefield 4 where you're in a big city. You have tanks, helicopters, all that shit. And if there's this tall skyscraper in the middle, where if it takes enough damage, the whole skyscraper comes toppling over. Once it falls, it like breaks the bridge, near it.
I think I saw that in a commercial.
Opens up like pretty much the whole field just changes. There's another level where you start off the level and you're like on a highway and there's some houses, and then by the end of the level, most of the time it's completely flooded because there's a dam right near it and people love blowing up the dam. So, like the whole map gets flooded. So you go from being in a place where you were able to run to having to swim now, being in the place where you had tanks and now having to use boats. So it like changes the whole aspect of the game from the time you start the match to when you finish.
Yeah.
So the thing with PUBG though, I don't think they're gonna do anything. I think like the game is what it is right now.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about the same thing.
Is update like new skins and stuff, but
skins, yeah. A lot of those games, cause that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of games like PUBG, Fortnite,
they get
like, how can you evolve the game from right where it is right now? All you could do is keep adding to this shit.
Yeah, but the other thing is, I think is these games are so popular, and they've already made so much money off it. Why mess with the formula? Like why
change anything?
Why spend money to do anything when you're raking in a ton of cash from people playing it?
If anything,
100 million people on mobile, bro. Like,
yeah, so I'm saying like the best
crazy.
Thing you could do is basically make another game and hope you have a number 2 on your hands, and that'll be your second win.
Yeah,
just make a whole new game,
thinking. Like when
with the stuff that you didn't have in the first game, and stuff like that. Make it a little bit better.
That's what I was thinking. So like when the PS5 and the new Xbox comes out, chances are, we're gonna have the same exact PUBG. You're not gonna get any graphical updates. You're not gonna get any loading updates. You're not gonna, get any new gameplay updates. Is that the training level?
Yeah, it's a training. You see the bullet drop? I'm trying to hit that red thing, the second one right there.
Can't really see it. It's too blurry, too far.
Oh, the red thing in the middle?
Yeah, I'm trying to hit that red thing.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I see it. Okay, so there is. I guess you need to be far enough away.
I think it might just include just for like the sniper rifle.
Well, that's what
a lot of us use it. So
no, that's what I've been using the last couple matches, man. I love those.
Yeah, exactly. Like I used it one time. That's how when I was going, I got that little 7 kill streak and stuff like that. That was like my secondary.
That was the match I got the 10 kills on.
Yeah, exactly.
So I had that sniper rifle. It was because
I was like, I might as well just keep a machine gun and sniper rifle on. I think you had a machine gun and sniper rifle on.
That's what I go. I
prefer
Frank
and Iz had the shotguns with them and stuff, and little sniper rifles on them. I mean, assault rifles on them. So they was going around just like anybody that they was like close to, they was getting just gunned down with the shotguns and stuff like that. We was popping off niggas from long distance and stuff like that. As soon as they went down, easy pickings for everybody else and stuff like that. That's like I was like, yo.
That's one of the perks of playing with the squad that too, is like know what weapons everybody else is going to be using. So for each particular situation, it's always easier to be like, yo, this person is right here, or yo, Jesse, get this dude over here.
We've always been like that though. We've been like that since Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Everybody had the Pacific classes and stuff like that. Know what we was going to use to defeat a monster. Know what everybody's specialties was and stuff like that. We never had no real trouble defeating monsters that way.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was like. I feel like Godfall is going to be almost exactly a similar
I think
way.
It's going to be the same kind of. It's going to be more, pretty much what I've heard the developer said that really got me hyped for it. It's pretty much Borderlands, but with melee weapons. Because it's the same publisher.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's Borderlands with melee weapons and more. I guess I wouldn't say more mature because Borderlands is more mature. It just doesn't. The graphical style is more.
What is it? That other game
sci-fi
that you showed us.
Outriders. Outriders.
Yeah.
Outriders. Looks dope.
So I was like, yo, what is he doing with the hands and stuff like that? I was like, is that some type of force field or telekinesis?
That's what it was.
I was like, yo,
He was
and stuff
stopping the
like that.
bullets and pushing the enemies back.
Oh, because I didn't know what he was. I thought he was
dope.
like distorting the enemy's minds or something like that, just getting them all groggy and stuff like that. And then the other one, the guy with the
other
fire,
one with the tech.
I was like,
and you have pyromancer. You have a dude that uses like tech. Did you see me like set up the turret and it was shooting missiles?
Yeah, and tech now was like, see, that's what I was like.
You have like one guy that can control.
Technomancer.
Yeah, you have a guy that can control time. You have one that can control electricity. It has like the character classes looks really dope in that game, bro. Like,
when that game comes out next year?
I think it comes out 2021. The only thing is, it sounds like it's gonna be one of those live service games like Destiny or Anthem or I don't know if I can trust another one of those right now, especially at launch, man. Like the Avengers, I completely fell off of that, bro. I have no interest in that game anymore. It's just too broken.
Yeah, like the last time me and Frank played, we did find like they had like the update and stuff.
Yeah, I heard they updated it.
Yeah, it's like way more challenging and shit like that. Like, cause we like those like the hive missions and stuff like that. We have to go through floors of enemies and stuff like that. Right. That shit gets intense after a while.
Yeah, see, I don't mind doing that if I know I'm gonna get my shit at the end.
Yeah, exactly. You gonna get some. You gonna get something.
Frank posting in the group chat about going up like 100 flights of stairs fighting or something, and then the game disconnected him.
Yeah, that's the only problem they gotta fix is like that's the only thing they have to fix. Those little fucking bugs, and the game will be fucking perfect.
I call those.
You got because like even it was at one point. Like when they got the update before this latest update or whatever like that, we got the update, and me and Frank was in the game, so we like, all right, we're gonna do this mission, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. Frank was like, with this mission, we can go up, at least like 6 levels and stuff like that. I was like, all right, let's go. Soon, right off the bat, we going in, we getting the enemies, stuff like that, and when the times to go inside the base, the doors open up. I'm like, there's no floor. And he was like, what do you mean there's no floor? I can see the floor. And I was like, no, I can't see the floor. I see the depth of the world and stuff like that. That's about what I see. And I'm pretty sure if I walk on that bitch, I'm gonna fall and die. Stuff like that. So Frank, he walks in perfectly fine. And all of a sudden I just start seeing his character do this. Like go up and down, but he's like, he's like this. Not even go up and down. He's just sitting like this, just floating, and stuff like that. So I'm like, but he's not. He on his screen, he's like not doing nothing. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna show you right now. Just watch my character. As soon as I start walking, whoop, right through the map. Frank just started cracking up. I was like, yo, you fell right through the elevator. I was like, I told you, and stuff like that. He's like, yo, I can't believe this game is still broken after all this time. I was like,
man, it makes you not want to invest in time in it, like. I don't.
That's like I was like, yo, I might as well wait to play that game when the next
PS5 and stuff come out. Yeah. So when we played, I think when I played last time, I played with you and Frank. That was the last time. I mean, I played it after that solo, but last time I played with you and Frank, I got booted from the mission, and I was offline playing by myself, but I still had to deal with the same number of enemies in the same, pretty much everything. I'm like, dude, we did like 3/4 of this mission. I'm not just gonna quit right now and have to do the whole thing over. So it took me like 30-40 minutes just to get through the mission by myself. And at the end of it, I didn't get shit. Like, it didn't give me anything. Like I got 0, no loot, nothing, no new parts, nothing.
Damn.
So that kind of turned me off from the game right there. So I'm hoping with this Outriders game that they release a whole game and not.
That's like I keep saying, like all these new games that you sitting here trying to like dish out and throwing out faces and stuff like this. That's like, please.
Because developers don't want to finish games anymore, man.
Exactly. Like if you're gonna finish the game, make sure it's nice and polished, ready to go. Y'all tested this shit like 100 times over. Y'all didn't see no fucking, like don't test it on one console. Test it on like 100 consoles. Make sure the game is like perfect. Because
it's the whole live service thing now. The whole live service. Oh, we're gonna give you new stuff for the game. We're gonna update the game as we go along. That whole mindset. What happens is the publishers are like, hey man, you guys been developing this game for 3 years. We need to make our money back on this. So it's a live service game. Just release it now and do updates. And people get an unfinished product. And you either deal with it or have to deal with it, or
so, it's like these developers is basically when they go to these like the developers and they go to these publishers and stuff like that, they go to them and be like, basically like how the rap game is and stuff like that. You want to get your record deal with this company or whatever like that. They go to them and be like, all right, we're gonna sign you over the contract. We have give us like 5 good games and stuff like that for the next 6-7 years or whatever like that. But we need you to be producing content for those games for the next 10 years or some shit like that.
Well, that's why Bungie left Activision.
Yeah.
Because they got bought by Activision. And the second they got bought by Activision, it was a mess. Like Destiny, they said everything they wanted to do in Destiny, they couldn't do it because Activision was like, that's going to cost too much, or that development is going to take too long, or we need to get our return back on this. We need this back done ASAP. So they couldn't make the game they wanted. And then there was a rumor this last week that Microsoft was thinking about buying Bungie. And I'm like, why would they even want to sell right now when they've only been independent again for, I think it's been a year since they left Activision, and they changed the whole game around. They made the base game free, and so I don't know why they want to go back to that.
It's money. I mean, and this is something we got to remember. One of the reasons why PUBG is not as popular as Fortnite is marketing.
What the hell? PUBG has been famous in Fortnite.
Well, I would say in the US probably it's not as
popular,
not as known as Fortnite. But
listen, guys, you got to be real about this shit. The reason the tweens and the teeny boppers love Fortnite is because it looked like crack candy,
and it's free.
But here's the thing:
you can't get over free.
It's not free. That's not it, though. Because the thing about Fortnite is they market the fuck out of their skins.
Right.
And now it's X-Men, and
that's how you make money. Yeah.
That's sponsorship.
That's the $1 billion industry that is
transactions
movement. These in-app purchases.
Mm-hmm.
PUBG has it now too. And it probably had it.
Yeah, PUBG. Yeah, they've always had it.
But like Fortnite is like caking off it, and the emotes.
Yeah.
People pay hundreds of dollars a week
just to do a stupid dance and wear a costume.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's how. That's how Warframe makes its money. But with Warframe, I don't mind, and I haven't really purchased much stuff from them. But you have so much
hustle
content.
Everything on Warframe.
Yeah, you don't have to buy directly from the publisher. So like you can play the game yourself, unlock a new Warframe, and then sell it to another player for in-game currency. Or you could use your real world money and buy the in-game currency and buy it directly from the publisher. So Warframe at least gives you all these different options.
That's how I felt like games should have done their currency system. Like it would have been way better because people would have been a market for it. Mm-hmm. Like everybody's using in-game currency to purchase stuff like, and that's how I always felt like how I thought like my theory of how Bitcoin worked and stuff like that. But then I learned it was so much complicated, and I was like, oh yeah, let me stay away from Bitcoin so I know what the fuck is going on, because it's not like fucking Warframe where you can just sit there, trade this for this and stuff like that. Get a Bitcoin stuff, and it's gonna be worth something.
The idea of Bitcoin is really good though, but that shit is way complicated for the average person.
It can't be that son. I used to get this.
You want me to break it down for you real quick, Jesse?
No. Wait. Let me say this first. This little kid used to come to my job. I always trying to buy like the latest new game and stuff. And he like one day he came, little Asian kid. And he came there one day. I'm like, he said, I'm say what's up to him, because for some reason he always comes to me. And I think the kid was like at least he said he was like 11, 12 years old. And he was like, yeah, I need this game stuff. And he came with this like electric scooter. I'm like, oh shit, how much you pay for that? He was like, "Oh, I paid $1,200." I was like, "You paid $1,200?" He's like, "Yeah." And it's like, you like so your parents didn't buy that for you. He's like, "No, I paid $1,200 out of my own money for this." I was like, "What?" and stuff like that. He was like, "Oh, he's like, I do Bitcoin for a living and stuff like that." He's like, "Yeah," and stuff like that. And he was showing me his like his coin account,
Portfolio.
and he was like, "Yo, this little kid, like he had an account for like separate, like for his like a bank account or whatever like that. This little kid had like $12,000 in that account, son." I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I want to give my parents a bigger house and everything like that, but they're basically comfortable with living in Fort Greene projects." I'm like, yo, the whole time I'm just sitting there looking at this kid like, "Oh my fucking god!"
He got into early.
He was like, he can buy anything he want, but he want to basically move his family out of the fucking projects. And he's like, you know what I mean? He's like, the only reason
you had to get.
He's like, the only reason why he want to move out the projects is to get better internet for his Bitcoin service, for his rigging and everything like that. I was like, yo,
just applaud that young man.
Exactly. I said, I was like, son, I'm giving you a discount. I'll give you a discount.
Bitcoin, I don't know how we got to this. Yeah, but I'm
in-game currency.
I'm
in-game currency, yeah.
I'm heavily involved in cryptocurrency from the creator standpoint, like in terms of creating.
Put your headphones down, is.
You can't hear me?
Barely.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
No.
Is this better?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So trying to just keep it short and sweet because I mean we don't have that much time anyway.
Yeah.
But bottom line is there's really no difference between Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other cryptocurrencies and the stock market. Like it's the same exact principle. It's based on what they call scarcity. Mm-hmm. So the more people buy, the more valuable
the price goes up.
Right. The less people buy, the more people sell, the less valuable it is. So people like it. They say, "Oh, Bitcoin is the shit." Everybody buys it. Bitcoin goes up. So the difference is how fast it can go up because the stock market stops at 5:30 on Friday. Bitcoin is 24/7. So somebody say, "Yo, Bitcoin is going up." It could shoot up to 20,000. It shot up to 21,000 at one point. Right. So if you had bought a Bitcoin 2 years ago for fucking $5, now your shit was 20,000. You're like, "Oh shit, nigga, I'm rich. I bought 50 Bitcoins."
That's what I'm saying. You had to get on it early.
Right, exactly. But if you bought a Bitcoin when it was 20,000, that shit was only there for like half an hour.
Yeah, now you might have lost money.
Like, shit. And a lot of people would go broke. A lot of people get rich. It's winners, and that's why I say it's like gambling, just like stock.
Yeah.
You buy a stock. If you have bought a stock, say a new company comes out. Say I don't know, some random
like TikTok. Let's just say TikTok when TikTok first came out.
Yeah, TikTok first came out. It did an IPO. It went public. It's on the market. If you had bought in on it, at the beginning it was like $30 or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Now, after a couple of years growing this marketing, growing this business, it looks good, it looks healthy. As a business, should shoot up to $200. $300, $400. Fucking Amazon.
Amazon was trading at I think they said at one point $1.50 a share. Now you can't get a share of Amazon, I think, for less than $1,500. I think it is right now. Some crazy shit.
Yeah, but they pay me in stock, bro. I don't take no cash. I don't want cash. Keep your blood money in America. Pay me in stock. Yeah. I love stock, bro, because the thing about something, all right, the difference between like cash and stock, actually, of course, cash is always king. Let's not trip. Like, we always prefer cash. But like an in-game purchase, right? Mm-hmm. Once that thing is out of style, like once that particular like emote or that particular
it's useless. It's that costume.
It's no fun. You know what I'm saying? So stock has the ability to grow. It has the ability to mature. So like if you buy, like we talk about, we buy in early enough. Even if you buy in now, it's not that early, but you just get it and it grows. Even if it's slow, it has the ability to put what they call ROI. Or return on your investment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like basically, if you want to not get a stock business, but there's these companies that are trading not low but decent enough right now. If you have some extra bread, they're going to be making the NVMe storage drives for the PS5 and the Xbox. So they're expecting those companies to do big, like in the next couple of years. But I think right now they're trading at about $50 a share.
See, that's the beautiful thing about it. Like, you could literally. I was a day trader for a little while, so for 6 months, and I had made a lot of cash, and then I had lost a lot of cash.
Mm-hmm.
And what you realize is like easy come. The way I feel about
easy come, easy go.
Easy come, easy go, bro. For real, so I told you I was a millionaire like 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Because like the money becomes fluid. It's like, okay, it's about the rush at that point. It's like, I got 200,000, but if I just wait 10 more minutes,
I can get this.
You know what I'm saying? And that rush of it is like, it gives you that little tingle in the bottom of your balls. Like, yeah, let's try it. You know damn well you don't need to try it. You sit down, like, I gotta go for it. YOLO, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That fuck it is the disease, the affliction.
Exactly. That's how I felt when I was in Atlantic City. I was like, oh shit. I'm in a slot machine. I'm going up. I'm like, oh. My friends looking at me, they cheering me on and shit. I'm like,
need to know when to
man,
pull
should
out.
Should I push it? And stuff like that. I cashed out and I was like, yo, I should just push it and stuff like that. I was like, I got no money, but I should just push it. Maybe I'll hit something.
Nope. We lost it all.
Hell yeah. Man, quick, I was just sitting here like this, like, fuck.
Yeah, gambling is
but not like normally when I do that though, and I have like the proper like faith and stuff like that, son, I will hit big just on slot machines. I would sit there and be like, boom, yes, I can walk away from the table now for the rest of the fucking weekend. I wouldn't even like the last time I've been there.
Sounds like a degenerate gambler.
I went last time I've been in Atlantic City. Before last time, I went with my mother and her little church congregation people and stuff like that.
Church folks, huh?
Just
spending
like
the
a mother
tithe
was like,
money on gambling.
Yeah, she was like, she just wanted me to go. I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm just gonna go. Went all out there with them. All these old people sitting there losing money, they drinking and stuff, having a good time. I had $25 in my name. I was like, yo, I'm just gonna go in a slot machine, go in $5 slot machines. I'm saying, 7 free spins. Another 7 free spins. Another 7 free spins. I'm sitting up there like,
man.
I'm sitting like, all right, got 27 free spins. Next thing you know, that shit was like every free spin was hitting something. If it either was $5 or $20. That shit started going up. I'm sitting like this. They're sitting back. I'm like, I came back to my mother. I was like, yeah, here's $25 and here's another $50 and stuff like that. She was like, where you get this money? It's like, I just won like $400.
Yeah. I mean, I've never really gotten into it. We've been to the casino maybe a couple times, but not my thing.
So
there's nothing for me.
This is where it comes back to what we're doing to the kids with Fortnite, right? Because the gamification effect is useful. It works. So they get used to buying these items, right? It's almost like it is a dopamine book.
No, it is. Carter asked me for stuff. He plays this Jurassic World game, and they make these games in such a way where you can wait to get something. You can
grind for it.
For example, he has a T-Rex, but he wants the T-Rex egg to hatch right now. So a message will pop up. Oh, well, you can wait the 10 days, but you can just pay $2.99 and get your T-Rex to hatch right now. And he's always like, oh, Dad, I only need $5. Dad, I only need one. It's only $1.99. I only need $9. I'm like, you're never gonna get satisfaction.
You're never gonna be satisfied with what you get.
Because every time you get something in those microtransaction games, there's always gonna be something else that is gonna be
exactly
this. Oh, I got the DNA for this dinosaur. After you get that dinosaur, it's gonna be, well, if you want to level up this go to 50,
and that's where
now, just buy this food, and then so it's how people. It's one of the ways those companies make a ton of money on people with those free games.
Right, but here's the real disease of it, and this is why. Like, I love Fortnite, I love PUBG, but I refuse to buy anything from any of these.
I walk around barefoot.
This is the thing. I'm walking. But here's the problem with that. Okay, it's all good when you got the cash. It's all good when you don't have the cash. You figure it out. Mm-hmm. The problem is they become addicted to that instant gratification. Yeah. Right. So now let's take away Fortnite and put them in a game where there's no fast boost. They're not interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's no
where you have to grind out and grind for stuff.
We're trained. Even me as a gambling addict, like even though I would love to play a hand of poker and just win in the first hand, you become addicted to the grind of it. You wanna beat these other guys. You wanna play hands. You wanna see pot grow. Right. Kids don't even get that. They just straight get the boom.
Yeah, right
so
there.
They don't even have the energies to hustle. Like, at least with poker, I was hustling. It became more of it was some strategy involved too, but it was still addictive because I would come back over and over again no matter how much I won. Right. But in this case, we're not giving them any strategy. We're just giving them straight fucking heroin shots to the fucking brain.
Yeah. It's EA does that shit a lot. It's one of EA, like I just found out, like, people that buy like NBA 2K, like NBA 2K has so many microtransactions. Like, if you want a new uniform for your team, you gotta buy it.
Yeah.
If you want like new shoes, if you want
they buy that shit,
bro. Yeah. The crazy. Okay, so
yeah,
I do not see how you can spend $60 on the game, right, and then have to pay microtransactions and stuff in the game. That makes no sense. Like, I understand like downloadable content, like expansions and stuff. Like, if the game is like, here we're giving you this whole new map with, all these new missions and blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. Buy this expansion for $20. That I understand. But stuff like, if you want your character to look like this, pay $5. You want a Black Panther costume, pay $9.99.
Yep.
You want a Wolverine costume, pay $9.99. Like, that type of stuff. That's
exactly what I'm saying. Like, this is how niggas be getting caught. I'm like, son.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second. Let me argue the other point. Because as I hear us talking about this, I can't help but think about how we were as kids going to the arcade. Remember, I used to let her go to the arcade. My grandfather would give me $5 in quarters, bro. I fucking kill it.
Yeah, that shit was cheap.
So, I mean, is it different than that? Is it different?
No. Because you outside interacting and stuff like that. Son,
no,
in the end game.
Not even just the interaction. You were getting, the thing is, you can't play, you couldn't play Street Fighter 2 at the arcade without the coins. You can play Fortnite without buying a Black Panther costume for $9.99. Mm-hmm. So the game is there, but they trick these kids into always wanting more, wanting more stuff that they use for
and they don't really need.
Yeah. So
they basically want kids to cater to their game more than they can cater to something in life.
Yeah, basically. Here's a season pass with all the the characters from the Marvel universe. Okay, so you get Storm, and then you see somebody else that has Cyclops. Like, shit, that Cyclops shit looks dope. Then you got to go pay for Cyclops, and then so it's just they're always coming out with new seasons, with new costumes, with new anything to make your character look different that becomes obsolete within a month or so.
It's like these people that buy new shoes or
so
buy
they're
certain
always
types
just
of clothing.
Constantly putting something new in front of their face, like, here, this is new.
And they people got to stand. I gotta buy this. Just to show it
off.
off.
That doesn't enhance the game.
Yeah,
it doesn't help your gameplay.
They basically
it doesn't give you anything new.
They digitalize materialism. That's what they did.
What they did is they gamified gambling because it only really applies to people who have the money or who have compulsive personality.
Right.
Because now
if you have a compulsive personality, you're gonna see it right there and just click, because they make it so easy too. you just press a button and then you have that thing right there.
And
You
I'm
don't
pretty
have
sure
to
that
go
has to
anywhere.
do with it has to deal with people being more submissive to addiction.
It's just
Yeah.
compulsive behavior. It's easy. They make
People
it every
want
time you turn the
people
game
want in
on
America.
with
Basically, we want
Fortnite.
so much
Mhm.
instead of needing the things we need. Everybody wants. So we just keep grasping at. Like, it's like Pac-Man.
It's
Keep
keeping
wanting
up
and
with
stuff like that.
Let's say keeping up with the Joneses. Keeping up with
Yeah.
it's always trying to, somebody else always has something, so I have to get that or get better. And they just introduced it to the virtual world of games.
It's the new Jordan. It's the
Yeah, so I'm saying they digitalize materialism.
It's like getting people addicted by making the game free. So they make the game free, so they're like, okay, if we made the game $50, then we limit the number of people that we have in the game. So we can either sell the game for $50 to 100 people, or we can make the game free to 10,000 people and hope that maybe 5,000 out of that 10,000 they have compulsive behavior, so they'll just click on stuff
and they'll make the difference,
and they're gonna make the money back and more because you're getting that lifetime. Like you're getting those people, you're keeping those people in the game by just releasing new stuff every couple weeks.
Yeah. And you gotta imagine, so it's not even about the one-off purchase, right? That's not your target. Like me, I might buy a t-shirt or something. I might buy some pants. That's not the money. The money for them is getting their hooks into the kid who has the mom or dad with money, right? Because then that kid is basically gonna transport all of their interests, all of their love interests from the parent into the game. Because think about this, even though the game doesn't give them any affection, doesn't give them any real physical reward, the kid just knows that is what they call success. That is success now in this modern era. So he's gonna ask the mom and dad, give me.
Yeah, my son asks me for stuff all the time, that Jurassic World game. And I'll probably maybe every few months get him something, just and I'll usually do it if he like as a reward for something. So if he has like a good week at school, I say, oh well, you wanted XYZ, so since you had a good week at school, I'll get you that. But
you do it as a surprise and stuff like that. You don't say constant. Like
it's constant.
You don't
he's
say
always
like
finding stuff on there that he's like, yeah, but Dad, it's only $4.99 or Dad, it's only $1.99. And I'm always like, okay, so you're saying this is only $4.99. Does that mean you're never gonna ask me for anything? Yeah, I won't need anything else from the game ever. No, this is all I need. I just need this right now. That's it. I don't need anything else. And then a couple weeks will go by and, oh Dad, I need this. It's effed up, man. I don't
gotta
like
start telling them you got work for it now.
Microtransactions of video games.
I mean,
you gotta start working for stuff now.
So
you want me to get you something? You want to be rewarded? You gotta be a surprise to me.
I think the solution to the problem is they need to make it very, very clear. All right, first of all, honestly, even though people say that it would fuck the game up, I kind of feel like they need, this is going to sound so backwards, I'm going to explain it. They need to make it so that you can actually buy your advances. Because here's the thing. If you're playing Fortnite or PUBG, right? And you can start off with the fucking vector. Let's say you paid the money. And you can start off every game with the vector. That was a good purchase. Like that was really a good return.
That's what I said. If it's something that enhances your actual gameplay experience and it's not like just a one-off, just the instant gratification and it's gone type of thing. Because like with the dinosaur game, if you pay XYZ to get a dinosaur right in there, okay, you get that dinosaur right away, but you're already onto the next egg having to be hatched. So that's how, and a lot of these, I think almost every mobile game, man, is like that. Like I've downloaded a few mobile games and I played them and I've tried to get into them, but it's always like, oh well, if you want to speed up building your town, just pay $5. And I'm like, what? So you're telling me I can't enjoy the game and play the game, unless I pay the $5? Because otherwise I'm having to wait 5 days for one thing to happen. So like and this is what they do. It's a lot, because you're playing the game and then you get to a point where you're like, okay, you've done everything, and it's like, if you want to advance right now, just pay, this $2 right here to advance this right now, so you can go to the next thing. Otherwise, you have to wait 5 days.
It's faster and faster.
That's why I didn't when they had the whole mobile game started like situated and stuff like that. And I was like, yo, they're gonna milk the shit out of this whole and get the microcurrency and stuff like that. I was like, I seen it coming. I was like, this is gonna make people not want to play certain video games no more.
EA does that
because it was only a matter of time till like consoles and PC started to like to basically adopt it and stuff like that to their own system.
A little bit over an hour. So PUBG, great. I love it.
Great game. Great
Check it out, people.
Mad fun.
I think it's still free on PSN until next Tuesday, because the store gets updated next Tuesday. So if you're on PlayStation, you can get PUBG for free right now. Go ahead and grab that.
God,
if you don't download it, just
they had what's name up there, Bloodborne up there for free too.
Yeah, Bloodborne is free also.
But I don't know if it's still a mistake that they made.
And Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5.
I played that.
Nobody care about Street Fighter, but
Gavin plays that shit. He will.
What was the new games they were supposed to come out with for
next week? We got next week we got Vampire.
Vampire and
Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Oh, Vampire and Need for Speed. I might mess with Need for Speed. I might
mess with Need for Speed too. I was like, we're gonna get on Need for Speed. Gotta download that shit.
Free. Download it.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
I had to clear some space.
Got a match on Tinder, so I'm gonna head up on out of here.
Match on Tinder.
All right, fellas. Catch y'all next week. Episode 5 coming up. Peace out, everybody.
Live long and prosper.